Hi, you guys. I had to turn the camera around so I didn't see myself on video. Lovely. Anyways, I have challenged all my teachers to make a video introducing themselves to you, the yoga community. A little bit about them, how they came to yoga, why they love yoga. So that challenge, I guess, starts with me. A little bit about myself. For those of you who don't know, my name is Amanda Mendez. I was born and raised here in Boise, Idaho. Always been around here. That's kind of all the, you don't want the riff-raff stuff. Why are we here, right? How did I find yoga? So I was at a really very interesting point in my life. Probably somewhere I never thought I would be. As you grow up, you don't really necessarily think about where you're gonna end up in life. You have all these places of like, this is where I want to be, this is where I'm going to maybe travel my path, but reality sometimes obviously isn't that. So I was in an interesting spot in my life. I was caretaking for my mother who was terminally ill with cancer, and that became my entire world. Morning, day, and night. In that entire balance of stuff, I also had a mess of a life, mess of a home life, a mess of a marriage, a mess of everything. So my life was literally crashing down on me. And I was waking up, dealing with home, dropping home so I could go take care of my mom. We'd usually go to the hospital once a day, get her home, make sure she was taken care of, go back to do my home life. Live in that, wake up, do it again. Over and over and over. And through the entire process of watching my life fall apart and watching my mom fall apart and die, there I was, stuck in my reality. And I didn't know what to do about it. And I knew I had to obviously keep going. That's just one thing in life I've always got. My mom instilled it to me very young. It's like, you just do it. You show up to life, you do it. What do you want to do? Fine, do it. Handle it. So I knew I had to handle it. I just didn't know how. So, hot yoga. I needed a challenge, I needed a push, I needed something. I thought I was going to walk into a room and just get back in physical shape, and that's where I was going to, I was going to get physically stronger, and that's how I was going to take control of all of this. I walked upstairs to my very first practice. Reminds you after months of telling myself I was going to go. And I signed out my papers, and I handed them back to her, and she stood up and she's like, "Are you staying for class?" I'm like, "No, not even." And I turned around and left. 4 months later, I walked back in the same doors. And it was the same teacher standing right there. And I refilled out my paper because I was not going to tell her I hadn't been there before. Filled out my paper, gave it to her, walked into class. Instantly, my life changed. I didn't know how to tell you it changed. I couldn't tell you what that first pinpoint feeling is. And if you can find me anyone who can tell you that pinpoint feeling, let me know. But I knew there was just something that invigorated me. There was something that fueled me, that checked me out for a minute. When it all came down to figuring out what it was I had somewhere to escape my mandatory reality, where I could show up and I could just be between the four corners of my mat, not having to tell anybody about my home life, not having to tell anybody that my mother was dying, and I could just be there. Didn't have to deal with anything else. When you start thinking about it, you think, yeah, okay, you're in yoga. You're not dealing with your outside life. thought I was escaping it. It's actually just really finding a really good way to be present, turn back inward, come back to the person that I slowly started to lose. I instantly knew I wanted to show other people that way, show them how good they could change their lives, how they could show up to the mat, how they could take whatever problem it is that seems just life-altering and terrible and make it dealable. Help themselves find it in themselves to make it manageable. That is why all of these people walk in this room, scared shitless or not, and no matter what your problem is, little problems, big problems, life-altering problems, problems that will always be there, when you're looking for that change, I promise you it's here. So if you haven't tried yoga, you haven't given it a shot, if you haven't taken a chance on yourself, come check it out. The moment I stepped on a mat, it's a love-hate thing. But I promise you, the hate thing, it kind of starts to filter the back of the head after you keep stepping out of this room accomplished. No matter if you fell apart, no matter if your practice was great, no matter if you sucked that day, it's good. It's that something different. We're all looking for it. So, challenge you, come join us. Saturday we have an 80-minute Baptiste Power class. And I'll tell you, my heart and soul, the instant I stepped foot into a Baptiste practice, it wasn't even just the love and passion for hot yoga, it was my entire being came into just home. I can't even again put the words into experience, but it's such a much bigger picture idea than stepping on your yoga mat and working out and getting a good sweat on. That's why I showed up to class. That's what I thought was gonna happen. So, challenge you, if you're looking for change, no matter what that change is, you can probably find it here. At least give it a shot. Come see us, Authentic Yoga Studio, Saturday, 8:30 a.m., kickoff free class. If you don't think you can handle Baptiste Power class, P.S. Power isn't like you have to be a badass yogi. It means come and find your power. It's modifiable, it's adjustable, it's available to every physical body shape as long as you're willing to try. So, if you don't want to do that, there is an amazing all levels class at noon. Come check out the community. Just come breathe, come move, come see what it's all about. And if you're interested after that, that's a kickoff to our 7-day challenge. Great way to get back on your mat or even just challenge yourself to try yoga for 7 days. See what changes you notice. 7 days. New students, if you haven't yet, $20 for a 2-week pass. Includes lots of cool discounts. Jump on MindBody. Our schedule's on there. What else is on there? Everything. So if we don't see you before then, come check us out on Saturday. We'll check you out next week for our 7 days challenge. Thanks for listening to me. Bye.